Welcome back to the Daily Dose. My name is Robert. You by now well know my Aunt Linda. And of course, you know Susan from over a year's worth of episodes. Gosh, we're getting close to 400. I wanted to continue this idea of storytelling because, again, Aunt Linda, you've offered so much, I think, in the storytelling you've not only pursued for your health, but you've actually published a beautiful book that I love. What is the title of that book?
It's called Openings, Notes from a Transparent Heart.
So I love that title, and the stories generally come from your personal understanding of your family, and at various times in your life and these explorations. Were those, do you think, efforts to solidify what you felt and share, your heart, or what was your reason for being a seeker and a distributor in that form?
Well, that's a good question. I think for me, I can't always define something that I'm doing. It's like knowing I need to define my father's grave. There's a knowing that comes to me, and I can't let go of it. And then I know that it's important, even if it's just for me. Who knows? But I'm finding as we're talking, and I know this, and I experience it a lot on this trip, is that none of our acts are just alone. Even if we think they are, we're all affected by each other, and it makes me think of this friendship and my gratitude for you suggesting that we introduce ourselves to each other.
The matchmaker, that's you. You met, and look at us, we're even dressed alike in fabulous robes that were provided by this Airbnb hosts for us.
We have a kind of rare friendship where we just stop where we left off, and it can go for hours.
Phone calls.
And both raised up by the sharing and the.
I will always remember at the end of our first phone conversation, Robert, when you said, "You remind me of my favorite Aunt Linda." Oh, touched by that. And then he called you and said,
He said, I met this woman, and I don't know where it was, at a conference, I think.
No, it's on the phone.
Anyway.
Well, we met initially. I mean, I should say the connection was via a conference. That's right. We didn't meet there, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, she reminds me of you. And I think, there might be a connection there. And I thought that was really sweet. But I thought, well, she lives in Texas. That's nice. And then I joined your sessions, and we got in the breakout room together and realized there was more. And I think Susan said after a while, it would be all right if I call you. And I think we talked for 3 hours.
The first time. And it's never.
One of my favorite stories still is the connection of my mom in between, where my mom calls Susan Linda.
She did.
Because at the time, Susan's hair was more that color, and you guys looked even more like each other. And my mom, who adores you the same way I do, and has a very deep relationship with you over 50 years, would see that, and it was a very heartfelt thing. So she not only saw the look, she saw the spirit in a similar way. So yeah, it's pretty lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. No, I mean, the connections and the stories and all these things, I think we continue to give gifts to each other. And in this room, the three of us right now, what I kind of just want to celebrate and button, at least for the moment, is to really offer to everybody, please keep telling stories, keep seeking. It's not just for us, it's for others around us and others to come. It means a lot. So please keep the hearts open.
What I'd like to add to that is, if the story you have an instinct to share might scare you a little bit, or you might think that the other person couldn't go there with you or couldn't handle it, to trust that little voice from within that brought that story to your mind, because it opens up things that can be surprisingly meaningful and valuable.
So that's our 5 minutes here. And I was going to wrap this, but we've got to do one more episode because you just inspired me. So we'll be right back.